Hey, hello, this is Ming from agentsofspeech.com. Today we're going to talk about the stages that nearly all children who come our way, they go through this during language therapy. And why we don't call it like speech therapy and I'm calling it language therapy is so that you don't get confused. Because what we're talking about here is purely about the language development, okay? And if you are a member of our not member, like student, I guess, of the micro course that you've gone through, that that $9 or $10 USD micro course, and and you've gone through all of it, then you probably would have gotten an email from me telling you about the 4 stages of language therapy, basically. And I'm going to go through it here also in public just to get everyone on the same page. And the reason for this is because recently, as you know from the last live, if you watched it, then you will know that I am trying to create an online membership for parents like yourself to learn together, and also to help you along the way throughout the whole journey. Like, so there are 4 stages that I want to like share with you as much as I can. And I will teach as much as I know there. And the biggest benefit of this membership is basically to upload videos to me, and I will give you a feedback according to the video you submitted to me. And it's all private. You don't need to be scared about anything. If you don't want to, then you don't need to upload anything, right? But if you do want to, then you upload it to me, and then I'll show it to you on like a private Zoom call with a bunch of people. And then whether you want that the recordings to be sent privately to each other and cut it up and stuff, or I could process it and make it blurry, your faces, and post it as a recording. That's like up to you, because we're building the membership together. We're doing together. So today we're going to talk about the 4 stages that I want to help you with. The first stage is obviously from like first words, right? Like from 0 to like something to having words, sounds, and like meaningful speech at least. And a lot of parents will say, oh, my kid can speak about A to Z, about like count from 0 to like 10 or 20 or even 100 sometimes. But the thing is it meaningful, right? Does it have a communicative value in it? That's the problem. And from 0 to like first words, what we're talking about is basically how communicative, how specific are the words. Can they use a certain word to say a specific thing? Not everything is like mama, whatever is like I want. That's not very communicative. That's just using the stuff they know to tell you what, like, they want something. Doesn't mean that they can like really talk to you, right? So that's the first stage. And don't worry, I'm going to share my screen later to let you take a look. And the second one is basically, I'm just sharing it now, actually. Wait a minute. I'm going to open it. Right, give me a moment. Okay. There we go. All right, hopefully you can see it. If you can see it, let me know, right? And also tell me where you're watching this from. I think it's kind of fun because, we were talking to parents from, like just now, I was talking to a parent from Afghanistan, right? Some parents mostly are from Southeast Asia, and like 30% of you guys are from USA. That's kind of cool. The first stage, if you can see my mouse, I know you guys are watching from a phone or something. Hopefully you can see it. So I'm just gonna like zoom in a little bit here, right? If I can. Nope, I am not doing this. I am not doing it well here on camera. Anyways, so here, the first thing here is like first words. You can imitate sounds, use single words consistently, and not just like say whatever sound they want, right? That's the biggest difference about children who are like using words for their own entertainment versus like really communicating with you with their words, right? So what do you do after that? Because it's pretty easy to get there. Okay, I say pretty easy as in not their pronunciation, their articulation. Sometimes it takes a long time to get there, right? So other than that, man, I'm gonna do it again. Sorry, man. Sorry, guys. So I'm gonna open with like something else, and I'll share my screen again. Sorry. There we go. This is better like that. Okay, so we can zoom in and make it a little bigger. All right, so the next step is like combining words. And why there's an icon of this kid playing a toy is because children, after they use single words to like ask for stuff, well, some therapists actually just call it like mending, right? If they call it mending, then they can use like single words or whatnot to tell you what they want, right? But if they need to combine words, one of the prerequisites I really think a child would need is to have appropriate play skills, okay? And to be able to play toys is very, very important in language development, because children use toys to discover and learn new words and put words towards meaningful context. And play is the most natural out of everything, basically, right? Much better than a video, right? And then what we want these children to do at this stage is to use like 2 to 3 word sentences to really like describe what they're doing, ask for things, comment on situations, answer questions, like who and where. For instance, like who's wearing the gray shirt? Obviously it's Ming, right? Who's wearing glasses? Obviously me as well, right? Where is the cat right now? The computer, although you can't see her, she's right here. So these are the type of questions we want them to be able to understand, or at least try to say, right? So the next thing that we need to do is, oh look, someone's from Nigeria, nice, welcome. Okay, so verbal reasoning is the third stage that we like to I think is important. Okay, so after that they can use like 3 word sentences in like good grammar form. The next step for me at least would be try to teach like the why question and also some how questions. We'll start from why, like why is it wet? Oh, because someone like spilled the water. Okay, so the simple whys, and then we work on towards like different types of whys, and there are quite a few, and I don't have the stuff on hand to demonstrate to you what kind of why they are. But anyways, other than that, we want to teach some complex sentences. So some different complex sentences would be like what we call relative clauses, right? Which is like, oh, the man who is wearing glasses is talking on live right now. Okay, the man in the black glasses. Oh my God, a man in black glasses is talking to the camera right now, right? So there are 2 sentences in one sentence. The man who is wearing something, right, is one sentence, is talking to the camera is another sentence. So you put 2 sentences together, okay? So that's what we call like a complex sentence. That's one of them. There's a few, all right? And then the last stage is where your child starts to tell stories, okay? They tell stories, and they're able to use like toys. They're able to use pictures, books to tell your story. And most importantly, this is the only step where I would try to introduce some past events. Most of the time, like parents say, "Oh, my kid can't answer what happened at school." Yeah, well, I only will start to try and teach them in this stage, because if you're talking about in different stages up here, we're still dealing with like here and now situations most of the time. Okay. What I mean by here and now? Here and now means, I mean, if you've been to speech therapy, you must have. Maybe you have heard of here and now. So children will only talk about, think about, play with things that are right here, right now. Okay. Other than that, it's pretty difficult for them to grasp. And even if they remember, it's difficult for them to know, because there's like stuff like past tense and past tense build and to talk about something out of context is very difficult for them. Right. So here are the 4 things again. Oopsies. Here are the 4 stages again. Don't worry, this will be uploaded to Facebook or Instagram very soon when I fix some of the formatting and change the words a little bit. So this is just for you guys to look at for now, and this is basically what we're trying to achieve. Okay, so someone asked, I'm just going to take some time to answer some questions. If you have any questions you want to say hi, you can also. So this person says, my boy can say about 10 words and prompted. When prompted or being modeled doesn't mean he is not at stage 1 yet. Yeah. So it probably not really. Well, if they can imitate, right? What I'm talking about here is that he is at stage 1. He's trying to learn towards stage 1, right? You want him to be able to imitate, want him to be able to use words by himself, and have an effective way to cue them and like to prompt them. What I'm guessing here is when you prompt them, you need to say the word yourself, okay, which is not that effective, because what if you don't talk? You don't give a sound, and you won't talk at all, right? So he is at stage 1. He just hasn't finished, right? So don't mind the type of language I use, like stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. It's just to give you more clarity about like what to think, what to do at certain situations, right? It's a generalization, but it's for the good of for you to learn, okay? And I say you, not the kid, because most of the time, learning the ways of teaching a child is very. You need to put children into buckets. Like myself, obviously, all children are different, right? All children are, they respond to different techniques. There's a lot of different things going on, right? But at the same time, if you do not generalize them and put them into buckets and think like, oh, this kid is like that, right? And if you have that like wisdom, then you can talk to people who have like gone through similar things as you, right? If let's say that you identify your kid as being in stage 1, you can talk to other parents in stage 1 and have tips thrown at each other. You'll understand more about that. And as you see, what works for one child may not work for another. But if you tweak it a little bit, it will kind of work, right? So I'm gonna talk more about this membership here, because there's a lot of people who are asking, right? So if you ask me, there's actually more than 20 people now who have expressed interest. Oh my God, my cat nearly pressed the power button. Okay, so be careful. All right, so like if you have said that, oh, you raised your hand and said, yeah, I want to join, that's great. Thank you very much. And I want to address some issues and also ask for some feedback here, right? Because we're trying this, like no one has ever done this before, as much as I know. All right, there are like other online courses for parents, right? There are other live streams like this one for our parents, although we are the most consistent ones, right? But like what I'm trying to say is like there's no one who is making a membership where there's a way for parents to interact with each other and also to submit like videos after knowing, like giving you some concrete step-by-step tips on what to do at home, right? So right now, if you're not inside the micro course, you should, because we're only opening to the micro course people first at a discounted rate and what we call like a founder's rate, right? Because the founder's rate is like, because this whole membership, it needs to be monthly, okay? Because I'm committed to review everything that you throw at me, right? And I'm also committed to give more and more lessons that are tailored to your questions, because I've never done this at a large scale. I mean, I've taught a lot of parents over the internet, right? And I read and I watch a lot of videos of parents doing the work. So, but then I don't know if all the stuff that I've learned from the parents, like from teaching them, is that all that you need to know, right? So we need to keep on expanding, right? And to give you the best like lesson experience online, right? And after that, you can break into groups, into smaller groups, maybe on Facebook. I don't really like Facebook groups, to be honest, but it is the most used thing and the most, it's free, right? It's cheapest. So we're going to use that first for now, but later on, as the membership grows bigger, like you have more and more people, moms especially, who have joined us, then we will probably migrate off of Facebook and have our own app that you can like watch stuff, and it's more private. You can set a different name with a different display picture and stuff, and no one can download your videos and so on. So that's what I'm shooting for, right? That's what I'm shooting for. So at any point, please ask me any questions about these 4 stages. One of the questions that I get a lot is like, how long does like a stage require, right? And my answer is, I don't know, man. Like, for instance, there's a kid who came to me like one-on-one, face-to-face. We were at like the 0 to words phase for like a long time. We haven't even gone through it yet. And he's been like he's got a genetic disorder. I'm not going to tell like more details than that, but he's been working on the same stuff for like a year, and suddenly he started to imitate sounds, right? Which is a huge breakthrough. He started playing with toys. He started using gestures, and we're working towards it. Okay. So within the whole thing to how to teach therapy at home, there are actually 3 pillars that go through for all stages. And I'm trying to make it as structured as I can and make it as generalized for everyone that is watching, because, a lot of you guys send me an email and say, oh, you always talk about like children who haven't talked yet, right? Or hasn't talked yet. How about the children who are talking but not in sentences and so on? So I'm trying, okay? And what I really want to do is to give you a framework, the 3 parts with like ability to take notes that like tell you how to write the goals for yourself and set it, and like how to evaluate it, which is very hard, by the way. That's why I want you guys to be able to send me, what's that called? Send me a video to me, right? Send me a video and let me see like what you're working on and how's it going at home. Okay. That's very important. Okay. If you don't have enough feedback as a parent, then you become very lost. I'm sure a lot of you have tried it before, that someone told you, like even me, I told you just do that. And then you're like, what do you mean? And you will only know how it works when you try it and you get feedback from it. That's how I learned a lot of things. That's how your child learns a lot of things too, because you demonstrate, they do it, and then you give feedback. No, that's not the whatever. That's not how you say the word. And then you prompt them and model again, right? That's what I'm trying to do here, all right? So just to give you guys a sneak peek, what I'm working on lately is this one, all right? So this is basically the beta version of our membership. So this will be like, you can see this. It's basically the same thing on mobile. So you can see like, here's a dashboard. Later on, we'll populate it, whatever. But I know that you cannot really see if you're watching from a phone. But on the left here, if you can see my mouse moving, there's this button where it says submit video for review. You click on it, goes to a Google form. Okay. So this Google form, you need to log on to Gmail. This is my Gmail. Don't email it, please. This is for business. Anyways, so you need to log on to Google, because it's something that uploads to my Google Drive, which is like private and secured by the business account, right? So you need so how you do it is basically like you write your name on zoom in, right? Zoom in. So write your name here, and it's Ming, and then your child's name, maybe Steve, like 3.5, right? 3.5, something like that. And then you need to choose what stage your child is at. So for instance, if Steve here is starting to combine words, so I'm going to write combining words. And don't worry, inside the membership, we're going to have different parts here. Well, obviously this is still empty, right? We're still working on it, but oopsies. But basically, we're going to have videos and also like questionnaires to help you define which stage your child at and what you should do, okay? So after you choose like what stage your child is at, what you need to do is to set up the goal. So for instance, if you write something like, for instance, he's doing like combining words, right? So if he's learning how to like, so you see like type of therapy here and language level and materials. This type of therapy I haven't talked about yet. So let's say that it's structured task, because there's only 3, okay? You'll get to know it soon, okay? Structured task, right? And then it's a verb, object, phrases with pictures, right? That's how you would write to me. So you would basically put any particular problems, share questions and concern here. You might say, oh, he's leaving out the verb every time unless I prompt, something like that. Okay, and then upload a video. So real quick, you can basically, it's just easy. It just goes in, and then you can see some of the videos that parents have sent me basically, but you can't really see anything, right? You can't see the faces, so it's too small. Anyway, so you can click one of these and then it opens and then you can upload, right? I'm not going to click it, but it's just a real quick short and fast thing for you to see that what we're trying to work up here. Okay. And to answer your questions about like the pricing and stuff, yes, it will be monthly because, the scale of it, we actually do need the cash flow to help with the server, right? So that's something we need to do together, right? And then the other thing is, parents are also asking, when can I join? So if you can, please mark it in your calendars right now. It's the 22nd of March. We'll be starting to have admissions to it. So you can start admitting yourself. You can put your hand up, say, oh, I want to go, I want to try. And then we're going to close it off in April 1st, not April Fools, okay? We're going to close it off at April 1st. Yeah. And then after that, the membership is going to be closed because I want to work with you as tightly as possible, because this is what I do with like for my private clients anyways. So I want to close the doors and work with you to build the lessons inside, to watch your videos as much as possible, right? Upload as much as you want in the beginning, right? Because we're trying to create a system here so that when the doors open again, when other parents are able to join, first of all, the price will go up, right? Second of all, because you guys have helped me so much in creating the lessons, the infrastructure, like how to upload and evaluate yourselves. And if we've gotten really good results, then we can share it to the world, and we can create like a better system for parents who really need help. Okay. And that's what I'm trying to do, because I cannot, it's basically like the whole group, the parents of speech delayed children support group is getting quite big. It's getting quite out of hand. I cannot like go through everything, but at the same time, I want to help more, right? It's just, before I didn't want to do this because I thought it was too much of a commitment for both of us. But now I feel like, if we don't try, then we wouldn't know, because I've been doing the same thing for private clients anyways. And we have clients all over, like in Indonesia, in Singapore, some, and like basically around Southeast Asia, because like in America, the time zones are very difficult. So to answer the time zone questions as well for, the live calls and the live stuff, right? Like answering questions, whatnot. We're going to have different time slots, right? Although this time is good for most people right now, the live stream we're watching, we still don't have like the infrastructure to let you choose which times that you're able to go on live and ask me and go through like the feedback together, which is very important. Okay. So let's see. So someone asked, my boy loves watching nursery rhymes on YouTube in English, whereas my mother tongue is Vietnamese. He's currently at stage 1 at age of 3. Should I continue, let him watch, or should I leave him on the Vietnamese video? Oh, okay. So this is a global problem right now. That nursery rhymes on YouTube, the English ones, are crazily popular. That a lot of children around the globe are starting to sing in English for no particular reason, right? And it's especially a problem in the Southeast Asia portion, where I am at least, and I see it as a huge problem, right? So the thing is, you told me that he's at stage 1. So the thing is, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't even let him watch anything if you can, right? Obviously, there's a problem here. But what I'm saying here, I don't know who is asking this question. I need to check on Facebook. But what I'm trying to say is, you need to start off with him asking for stuff from you and not learn from videos, because that's not really a way to communicate with you. He's not doing anything. He's just watching, right? So you really need him to go through and talk to you, no matter if it's in like words, sounds, or whatever. It needs to go that way. All right. You shouldn't let him watch videos unless it's for reinforcing him. All right. Or for if you need to like deal with any type of bad behavior, then you will need to use video as a reinforcement. But at the end of the day, I really think if he's at stage 1, meaning he still like hasn't used words consistently, you should teach him using other means like toys, food, drinks, video. You can also use it to tempt him to communicate with you. But all these stuff we've covered in the micro course, right? And inside the membership, if we're dealing with the stages, we're gonna talk about the most like we're gonna troubleshoot basically, because most of the time, what happens is that parents get stuck on a certain thing that is specific to the child. So I'm actually writing up the FAQs for like the micro course, and I'm gonna put it somewhere soon, probably in the private Facebook group, in the members one. But anyways, if you haven't, you need to join the micro course so that I don't need to like repeat what I always say, right? But at this time, you should really not let him watch and only use the YouTube as a bargaining power with the child to teach him some stuff. All right, Nabil, hey, long time no talk. So Nabil says, oh, storytelling stage, great. I should teach her. Yeah, for any stage, play skills are always very important. Okay, and obviously, like those 4 stages are it's too generalized, but at the same time, it gives you you can gauge how far they are from where it started. That's the point of it, right? So if you do want to join and you haven't sent me a PM, you should, because the demonstration just now was very short, right? But we're gonna have a full-on demonstration later on this week, most probably, depending how the workflow is, and dealing with all the uploads and making of the website and the lessons and stuff. So shoot me a PM if you do want to see it. You want to join the membership. I know a lot of you guys have done it already, so thank you very much. It gives me a lot of confidence to like keep on going. Okay, this is difficult, man. It's it's easy to get on those parent talks that I've done multiple times, telling parents what to do, teaching them what to do, and then going in the clinic room, teaching the child and then the parent what to do, and then watching the parent do it, and then give them feedback in real life. It's easy for me. And then because of COVID, and actually before COVID, because a lot of people were asking me, we started to teach over on WhatsApp, and then Telegram, and then on Facebook, and then the micro course came out and the online course came out. But the next step is really to if we really not to leave anyone behind, and to support you as much as I can. I cannot just slap an online course to you like that micro course, which is a great course, by the way. You should take it anyways before anyone does, because you do get a discount if you do join. Okay, and you guys you can join it first. And if the numbers are there's too many people, I cannot take people outside of the course takers, right? So what I mean is, it's borderline, I think, in my belief, it's not good enough in my responsibility to only give you an online course and say, hey, here you go and go take it. Because I was working on the other online course called Word Combiners, which has been in the works for the last month or two. But the problem was, I saw the problem. The reason why micro course and the introduction course, the full one, is very mindset, is very strategy as a whole. There are a few things that I tell you exactly what to do with your kid. It's because I'm scared it won't work, and then you get frustrated, and then you don't want to do it anymore. Okay, the problem about telling you step by step is because all children are different, as I told you. All children are at different stages, as I told you, and you misinterpret that your child can do something and cannot do something, which happens a lot. Which a lot of parents tell me, how come my kid cannot pray with me when they cannot talk, right? So it's not about it's your fault or anything. What I'm saying is the level of thinking needs to be higher and then we can tackle different things for a kid. But you need to be able to be smart and identify where your kid is. Okay. Whereas if I just throw you a course about how to teach kids to talk in sentences, of course a lot of people are going to sign up. But at the end of the day, who is actually going to understand fully what's going on and maybe do it in the correct way, right? Because there are a lot of techniques that I need to teach you and see and give you feedback on. And that's just the nature of teaching children in general, not just children on the spectrum or children who are delayed, right? You need someone to look and say, oh, your style suits your kid or doesn't suit your kid. This thing you chose maybe isn't the right thing, or it is the great thing, like, or maybe that after I see it, I'm like, oh, it's not even at this level. Go up, make it harder or make it easier. Okay. Which most of the time is the latter. It's usually people are teaching something way too hard. Okay. So that's all for tonight. Thank you so much for everyone for tuning in. I know that after I tell you about these kind of stages, everyone's going to rush and say that, oh, my kid's at this level, it's this stage, what should I do, right? But hey, give me some time, give each other some time. If it's a good fit and you really think that, you want to join a membership, which is both a financial commitment and an actual like a real life commitment. And it's more of the latter, because I really think that it's a time commitment. It's a commitment that we're working together, especially on your part, right? Because this is my job, but you guys have jobs of your own, right? You might be like a working mother, a single father, a working dad, with like multiple children. I cannot even start to think about how busy your life is, right? And to give me that time and to give me that commitment is difficult. So I get it. So that's why, for both of us, a one-off course is the easiest, right? Just give it to you and you watch it. But I don't think that's the best way. What I think is the best way is we do this together in a membership. And obviously it's a risk pooling, right? Everyone contributes a little bit of their time, their expertise, their finance, and it helps a lot of people down the way. And I think this is the best way I can help anyways at this moment in time. All right. Obviously, there are other things I want to do. For instance, move the whole Facebook group away from Facebook and onto our own forum on an app, right? On a phone, and have adult people who are on the spectrum, like adult autistic people, right? Autistic adults, sorry, or adults who are suffering from apraxia of speech, adults who have recovered from speech disorders, not recovered, but coping, right? Or children who have caught up, other parents who are they've gone through so much, they have so much knowledge, who can share on that platform, right? I want to get them into that platform, and then we can all learn from each other. And at the end of the day, we can make a full knowledge base where people can search, watch videos, and learn. Okay. But at this point in time, we can't do that yet. We need to get through the first beta. And that's why we're calling it beta, right? This beta membership. So if you are interested, you should totally just message me. And then afterwards, I know a lot of you guys have already through the messages and through email and stuff. But if you haven't, you should do it right now, because I'm going to go through each of you guys and ping you guys and tell you, hey, look, the membership is opening now. The membership's going to be like this. The demo is going to be like that. And that's it. Okay. So thank you all for tuning in. I know it sounds like I haven't taught a lot in this live, but it's a long-term thing. I want to help. I want to do this in the long run online with you guys. So this is my little, my little plea to you guys. Please PM me and tell me what's going on. Tell me if you're interested, and I'll see you in the next live. Probably next week, Monday, but during the week we will have a demonstration where I'll go live for a bit, and I'll walk you through the membership site like I have just now, and how I'm going to use it. I'm going to put down some real use cases, show you how it's going to work, show you some samples of how I'm going to give feedback and so on, right? So that you know what to do at home. Okay. So that's all. I'll see you guys. Stay tuned, keep posted, because we're going full on in April. We're going to shut the doors. I'm going to not reply to so many PMs and help those members 100% first before we say, oh, we got something that's working for these type of parents, and then we're going to open up again. Okay, that's all. See you guys. Bye bye.